Articles refers to the words a, and the. And they come before a noun and provide important information. And so a and an are what we call the indefinite articles. And they are used in the same circumstances, except a comes before words that start with a consonant, and comes before words that start with a vowel. So you use a and before singular count nouns and to discuss all members of a category. So an example of a singular count noun would be zebra or elephant. And so these words are both singular, they're not plural, and they're count nouns because you're able to count the amount of zebras or elephants, and you can make these words plural if you need to. And so we'd put a before zebra because zebra starts with a consonant, and we put and before elephant because it starts with a vowel. It would be awkward to say a elephant because you have vowels close together. And then you also use it to discuss all members of a category, like a vegetable. Here you're not talking about a specific vegetable, but you're talking about the category of vegetables as a whole. So that's why you use a before it. Now, there are some times that it's good to omit a or an, like before plural count nouns and before non-count nouns. So like with the word zebras. This is a plural count noun, because earlier we used zebra as a singular count noun. Well, zebras is still a count noun, but in this case it's plural. And so we're not going to use a before zebras because you wouldn't say a zebras. That sounds funny. And then you also don't use it before non-count nouns, like sugar. Sugar is not something that you count, and so you wouldn't use a or an before it. And then we come to the word the, which is what we call the definite article. And you use the before count nouns and non-count nouns. One scenario that you use them in is to mention something or indicate something that has already been mentioned. Like the sugar. So say earlier the writer had talked about the sugar that was put into the cookies. Well, later the writer might refer back to it, and since it's always already been indicated, the writer will say the sugar because they're talking about a specific amount of sugar that was talked about earlier. It can also be used to indicate a noun identified by an adjective phrase or an adjective clause. It can be used to indicate something that's one of a kind, or it can be used in science to represent all members of a category. It can also be used to indicate that the reader and the writer know something which they refer to, like the place. Here it's indicating that the writer and the reader understand where the place is, but in this case, we don't really need to identify exactly where the place is. So again, articles come before a noun and provide important information.